Okay, in this video we're going to look at how to add two big numbers, and the numbers here are bigger than what you can put into a register. So the number I'm picking are these numbers, and they're in hex. This much of the number, like a 3C, that part would be only fit into an R16 register. That's 8 bits right there. And the 5A is another 8 bits. So these are two 16-bit numbers, which are too big to go into the R registers. The R register is 8 bits. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to do this in stages. We're going to have to do the lower portion and then the upper portion. Let's load the lower portion with an LDI. R16 becomes a 0x3C. LDI R17 will be the 28. Now that we have the lower portions, let's add them together. And we'll put them into the R16. At this point, the R16 has the result from the lower portion. Now let's do the upper portion. We're going to copy this, paste it, then change it around so that we don't destroy the R16. We have to keep the R16. Let's use maybe, well, we could do 17, 18 here. That'd be fine. Yeah, that'd be fine. 17, 18, and the result's going to go into a 17. And the new numbers are so there is the structure. We're going to load 17, load 18, and then add the 18 into the 17. At this point, the result is in the 17-16 pair. So I'm going to write that down as a comment. Comment result equals R17, which is more significant, and then the R16, which is the lower portion. So let's go back up here and put in the upper portion numbers, like the 0x5A and the 0x1B. And now we have two blocks of code, the lower portion and the upper portion. You could put this as a comment. This is the upper 8 bits. And we can come up here and put the lower 8 bits. And here is the result. Now we have a mistake in here, and I don't know if you've seen it or not, but when you do the upper portion, you have to remember to add the carry if there is a carry. The lower portion here may have generated a carry, and that carry has to go into the upper portion. And to add the carry, you would say add carry, or ADC. The numbers that I have picked up here, let's take a look at them. The lower portion does not generate a carry, but they could have. For example, if I change this to an F, then this would generate a carry into the next column. Let's change this back to what we had before, which I believe was a 2. Likewise, coming out of the upper portion, we could have had a carry, and you would have to, deal with it and keep track of it. Here's how you can do that. I'm going to copy this code, paste it in here. I'm going to get rid of this. I'm just going to use a 0. And I'm going to add 2 zeros. And then the carry, and then change the registers to an 18, 19. This becomes a 19, this becomes a 18. And I think I have it. No errors. This is a load 0, add the zeros and the carry if there was one from the prior section. And this would give us a result of R18, R17, R16. And I could call this the upper 8 bits. That's a good name for it, isn't it? There we go. At this point, you want to build it to see if you made any mistakes, and we have not. And then you want to simulate this, which we could do. I'm going to do this. I'm going to put a breakpoint in here, and then I'm going to run to the breakpoint. So I'm going to do an F11, which goes back to our earlier program that we had, which is still there, by the way. Then I'm going to hit an F5. You can't see it. I'm going to hit F5, and it's going to run all the way down. Should run all the way down to that breakpoint. And let's see what it's doing here. I'll get rid of this, get rid of this. We'll just hit the F11s and go down. I'm going to put that breakpoint back in, see if it'll take it this time. Okay, that's right. Okay, here's your F5. Runs to the breakpoint, but we have to go one more line after this because the add with carry didn't execute. So I've got to hit the F11 again. At this point, it goes back to the beginning of the program. And is the result there, or does it wipe it out? I think it is there. So we can see it over here in the processor window. You know what I should have done is here is I should have had like a NOP, and I could have put the breakpoint there, and it would have looked nicer. Next time I'll do that. So, but it did work, and there it is. There is the code once again.